Potassium is one of those ions coming in with dinner. Well, at least it used to be. Anytime that dinner is made up of living cells, it comes with a load of potassium, since potassium is the dominant ion inside cells. Now, potassium gets inside of cells via potassium channels, and potassium channels are everywhere. In fact, the opening of a potassium channel is what ultimately triggers insulin secretion from the pancreas. So, when there's lots of potassium doing the rounds, a cacophony of biology happens. Among the biology, blood vessels dilate. Now, white blood vessels are good, but too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. And since insulin is already on a mission to get the groceries delivered, and he's actively opening the blood vessels using his own tools, the excess potassium must be dealt with promptly to avoid dinner turning into a dizzy spell. This does sometimes happen, particularly in oldies. It's referred to as postprandial hypertension. So, just like there is a system to keep sodium, there is also a system to get rid of potassium. And aldosterone spearheads the operation with increased potassium levels in the blood, encouraging him to put in an appearance. The two systems are interdependent, with both ultimately working at keeping sodium. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we learn about the sodium potassium twist and how consuming potassium can help you get rid of sodium and lower your blood pressure. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, hair lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Now, the task of removing the excess potassium falls lock, stock, and barrel on the shoulders of the kidney. And he's good at it. Even kidneys that are a bit under the weather manage to take care of the potassium problem. They have to be, because too much potassium can be fatal. It interferes in the electrical circuits in the heart and can cause misbeats known as arrhythmias. So, how does the kidney do it? Well, the whole operation happens in the back end of the kidney, in the region known as the distal convoluted tubule. This is the same spot where the sodium situation is being handled by the sodium chloride transporter under the watchful eye of insulin. Now, this is not the only spot insulin handles sodium. Insulin stimulates sodium transport at several sites along the nephron. The influx of potassium is sensed by the sodium chloride transporter. Now, that's not his real job. His real job is to move sodium and chloride out of the urine and put it back in the blood. But he moonlights as the kidney's potassium sensor. And when high levels of potassium are sensed, this sparks adjustments in the activity of the sodium chloride transporter. Its activity is turned down. The overall result, well, less sodium is reabsorbed. This changes the electrical settings inside the tubule, which ends up impacting the speed at which the water pumps operate. Basically, the water pumps slow down. And this gets aldosterone's attention because as the pumps slow down, the speed at which the liquid is moving through the collecting duct speeds up. Swish! The potassium exits. Oops! The sodium goes too. Aldosterone jumps into gear to try and save as much sodium as possible because, well, this is his official job title. Unfortunately, there just isn't enough collecting duct to gather it all. Natriuresis, or the peeing out of sodium, happens. A sizable portion of sodium is lost. The kidney is not thrilled, but the sodium loss is good for those who are eating too much salt relative to their potassium intakes, as well as for those who are battling with salt sensitive hypertension. If this is you, work at eating more potassium rich foods at dinner. It's really not hard. Just eat real food. So, what about supplements? Well, tread carefully and time them with the meal. The reason for this caution is many medications that are taken to manage high blood pressure change this biology. So does heart failure and end stage kidney disease. So, more potassium, especially if it's in the form of a supplement, can actually cause trouble. And, well, times they are a changing. Historically, processed food has been high in sodium and low in potassium. But governments around the world are encouraging industry to lower the sodium content of the foods they're producing. Now, if they took all the salt out, you'd stop buying it. So, what's happening is the salt is being replaced by several different things, among them potassium additives. They're not always listed. So, the best approach would be to take aim at the amount of processed food you're eating, period, and do what you can to fix the biology. Rein in insulin. For help getting started, download the Willpower Report. It's free. And begin the journey today to better body chemistry and better health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or sign up for a one-on-one health conversation. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who has salt-sensitive hypertension? Share this video with them so they know how to use the sodium-potassium ratio of their dinner to address the issue. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.